Let's go! Okay, but low-key, I'm proud of that intro. 007 Agent Under Fire, or Asian Under Fire, as my friend Dante calls it. Is this one better for you, motherfucker? This is the first video game I've ever played, and it is by far the game I played the most as a kid. And this game created an awful lot of memories for me. Lots of trial and error, but also lots of fun. Oh boy, I'm getting all giddy. Today I'll be playing it using the Agent Under Fire Reloaded mod made by Alec Kermit and his awesome team. So without further ado, ladies and gentlemen, let's jump into it. Starting with Trouble in Paradise. Trouble in Paradise is honestly a solid way to start the game. You see that case right there? Yeah, we need to get our hands on that. Plus, we need to save another agent named Nightshade, but we'll get to her later. Aha! There he is, the man of the hour! This game does offer some good variety when it comes to your approach. Like for instance, you can walk right in the front door, like a fucking loser, or you can zip up to the roof using the Q-Claw. And since I'm awesome and I know it, I'm gonna use the Q-Claw. Head across the roof and drop down here. This is our first bad guy of the game, and you can take care of him in one of three ways. You can shoot him, melee him, or avoid him. Since I know what I'm doing, I'm gonna melee him.
Suck my dick!
Pick up this keycard he dropped and head through this door and make your way to the armory. Inside, you'll find 4 grenades and a rocket launcher, and it even plays a cool little stinger when you pick it up. Head over to the elevator and proceed to the next section. This next part's pretty easy because if you bait the guard, he'll run and hide behind an explosive barrel. What a fucking idiot. Cut through the lock on this gate, head down this hallway.
Fuck! 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 Oh!
Jesus fucking Christ. There's a guard back there. Shoot this rope. Then you'll want to run down here and hide behind these crates. This way you won't get spotted by these guards. Let's keep pushing. Here's a quick tip. Don't use grenades or explosives in this room, because the vegetation has fucking hitboxes, so you'll probably blow yourself up if you're not careful. Just be careful in general, because on higher difficulties, this section will rock your shit if you're not paying attention. Speaking of rocking somebody's shit, and oh look, there's the case! Now it's time to find the woman I'm definitely gonna sleep with before the end of the game, because I am James fucking Bond. Alright, I've got the case, let's save the babe. We're getting mighty close to needing that rocket launcher, but first, there's a sniper up on this catwalk. What's he looking at down there? Well, wouldn't you know it, it's Miss Nightshade. The fuck is she doing down there? Here's a fun thing to do. Shoot the sniper and he'll fall to his death.
Don't lie to me. I know you're a spy.
I wish he would slap me like that.
Now, call off your compatriot.
Go to hell.
This is Block, with an H. He'll be kind of important later. For now, though, let's focus on getting Miss Nightshade out of those cuffs. Oh, by the way, it's time. You've been keeping it warm, but go ahead and pull that RPG out of your rump oven. It's time to put it to good use. If you land your shot right, you'll take out a couple bad guys. Do whatever you want with the remaining ammo. All in all, this battle's pretty decent, albeit short. Oh yeah, this section is timed, but don't worry about it. You'll have plenty of time. After all, it is the first mission. Cut her loose, and a cutscene will play. And Bond being Bond, he immediately alludes to sex.
I don't know how to thank you.
I'm sure we'll think of something.
Or at least, that's the vibe I got. But then again, I'm not an empath, or a fucking sociopath. Let's move on to Mission 2. Mission 2 picks up shortly after Bond and Nightshade made their escape. It's an on-rail mission, and it's not bad. I appreciate the switch up. There is one bad thing though. I mean, just look at the way he's holding this not AK. It's fucking weird, right? I guess I'll let it slide, for now. With Zoe behind the wheel, She takes you through the streets of Hong Kong in search of a second case of vials. It's sitting in another Identicon building. Of course, there's plenty of opposition for you to mow through, so don't worry about that. You crash right through the fucking front doors and it's time to wreak havoc. Gun down some bad guys, blow some shit up, shoot this control panel, then drop this shipping container looking thing on top of this generator looking thing, and the mission will end. Now let's get to the docks and switch vehicles and then get back to MI6 so they can figure out what the fuck's going on with these vials. Spoiler alert, it doesn't go well. Right after R reveals this new sexy BMW Z8, a car rolls up and a bitch with a rocket launcher pops out of the roof. Being the geniuses they are, Bond and Zoe just stand there. I mean seriously, they're treating it like she's a T-Rex. Don't move, she can't see us if we're still. Rocket bitch then blows up the old car and runs off with the case. Zoe dies and Bond's erection dies along with her. Oh well, time to take this gorgeous thing out for a spin. In all honesty, I'm not even a huge fan of BMWs, but fuck, this car is gorgeous. It's thanks to this game that this is now a dream car of mine. Anyways, it's time to quit creaming my jeans and let's go get that fucking case back. Just like the last mission, Dangerous Pursuit picks up right after Precious Cargo. This mission starts with action and ends with action. Everything in the middle is kinda lackluster. Which sucks because the driving in this game is actually pretty damn good. In total, you drive 2 vehicles throughout the entire game, with the option of a third unlockable later on. Each vehicle handles differently. The Z8 handles like a dream, it's fast, and it takes sharp turns like its engine depends on it. It just kinda blows that you don't see much action with it. Though on the plus side, the mission doesn't have a time limit, so you can really drive around as long as you want. Whenever you're good and ready, just head to this blip and use the Q pulse on this van, and boom, mission over. Rocket bitch isn't in the van, but the case is. Now let's get these back to MI6 to see what they can find. Ah yes, a stealth-only mission. I actually really like this mission, not necessarily because of the stealth per se, but just the fact that it can be over just as quick as you started if you know what you're doing. As it turns out, one of the vials in that case was linked to a guy named Griffin. He's a diplomat and the Romanian embassy is where he hangs out. So we're here to find him and question him. How do we get in? From the front door? What are you fucking stupid? No, we're gonna come from the skylight like an absolute badass, and then very loudly drop to the floor. Then this guard just materializes, but no worries. One shot from your trusty dart gun will knock out any guard you come across. Take the elevator to the 2nd floor and then head through the kitchen. But be careful, because if you walk through any of these 3 spots, you'll make noise and you'll draw the attention of a guard. Not that they're much of a threat anyways. Best course of action? Just jump over it. You see these lasers? Throw on your Q specs and you'll notice there's these panels you can open. Using the Q laser will deactivate it. Be aware of this guy. If you alert him, he will do his best attempt at mag dumping you. The weird part is, it doesn't fail the mission if it happens. Now hold on, before you jump out that window, head back into this hallway. There's a secret door back here that holds more ammo and a 007 token if you come back with a gold medal. Ladder, Q-claw. Well hello! If you climb through the window and open this door, this will happen.
These are private quarters.
Sorry, miss. I'm with the new security team sent by the Home Office. I seem to have taken a wrong turn.
Shall I show you the way?
She throws you out, but now you can get into Griffin's office. And he's dead. Or is he? How could this be? There's 2 of them? What the heck? Take out the doppelganger, pick up the computer password, and head over to the computer. It's here where we hear about some defective merchandise heading over to Malprave Industries in Switzerland. Well boys, it looks like we're going to Switzerland. Let's get out of here first. There's a couple more guards and another laser, but it's easy pickings. Head back downstairs and make your way to the front door. Don't mind this pseudo jump scare, he's a pushover. We better get to Switzerland because we've got some investigating to do. Bond has gone undercover as Mr. Somerset, a journalist who has set up an interview with Miss Malprave. As he gazes at the pixels of the mountains, a lady calls him into the main lobby, where an identical twin appears. Mr. Somerset is visibly pleased at this sight. Some bad news though, our interview's been delayed. As a pastime, the twins encourage him to take in the view, which he does with glee.
I already am.
This is where we get kind of a reveal. Bond turns around to find a mural of the boob lady from the last mission. I do think it's funny how at first Bond seems a bit confused, but then the camera cuts to her tits and it all comes back to him.
I previously met Adrian Malbrave. She was in the embassy in Romania.
Similar to Mission 1, the first parts of Cold Reception can be stealthed. The first thing you'll notice is that all the doors are locked and there's a time limit. Fear not, these buttons will open certain doors. Just make sure to hit the right one, as pressing the wrong one will result in guards racing in and the alarm being hit. Though it's not really a big deal if the alarm goes off, because each section is a fresh start. So really you can go on a murder spree in one, and then nobody in the next section will have any idea that their buddies are dead. All you have to do here is snap some pics of important intel, which is conveniently just on display. Don't forget this RPG. You can get it by opening the secret door, and just like before, store it in your prison wallet, because there's a time and a place for it. Just be patient. Be sure to grab this access card before heading down the elevator. It'll come in handy in just a moment. Then for some reason, the timer resets. It's not really explained as to why. Maybe our interview got pushed back? Should I reschedule? There's only 3 guards down here. Kill them, and use that access card to disable the data port alarms. Now use the Q decryptor on these 3 terminals. If you didn't deactivate the alarms, doing the same action will trip it. Now we gotta go deeper into this facility using another elevator. I swear, this game loves elevators almost as much as explosive barrels. Now we're in what looks like a mine. Stealth or stomp, it's up to you. Regardless, it ends in a gunfight. Personally, I like crawling through the vents and sniping these dumbasses from afar using my trusty old P2K. Then I sneak through another vent before delivering a bullet to the dome of this other dumbass. Activating this panel with your Q remote will unlock the blast door that we'll use to escape. Okay, go ahead and pull it out. And blow these fuckers to smithereens. You know, I gotta give credit to this game's shotgun. It has a good crunchy sound to it. Not to mention some of the animations really make it feel more powerful. Let me introduce you to the Super Thug. He's a bit of a bullet sponge, and we'll see him a few times here and there. This guy has a sniper at close range. Fuck you. All that's left to do is latch yourself onto this tram cable and get the fuck out of there. Now it's time to head back to Romania because we have some backtracking to do. We're back in Romania, bitches. We have another lady to save. Her name is,
Target is Dr. Natalia Damescu.
Thank you. She used to work for Malbrave. You know, boob lady. She has a data chip that holds information about something called Poseidon, and it is suspected that the Jackal, also known as Rocket Bitch, intends to abduct her, so she's taken refuge inside the embassy. R has rented an apartment nearby, and we have to meet him there. He's gonna give us something to help us get inside. One bus crash later, and chaos has erupted. The area floods with enemies, most of which are focused on attacking the embassy. But you can kill them. I just leave them be. After all, it's the guys outside the gates that are my main concern. Going down this road will grant you with a shotgun, whereas going down this road will lead you to R's apartment. A couple bad guys and a sniper are the only things that are in your way. Though I keep having this issue where the sniper could see me even through the balcony. He is one shot, so there's that. Pick up his sniper. I'm gonna show you something cool you can do with it later. So, R's kind of a dick. This is just a hologram. And here I was thinking I was gonna get laid, or that I was gonna dap up R because he's getting laid. But no, he just gives us a skeleton key. Great. Heading into the next section will put us back inside the embassy. We'll have to free some hostages. And somehow those guys didn't just hear me murder their friends. The Jackal obviously knew, because she runs away. Maybe her henchmen are deaf. Now they're dead. Congratulations, you have entered the comedy zone! I don't know what the fuck this guy was doing. Was this a trap for me? Or was he just having fun with explosives? Now things are starting to get familiar. Fight your way through the kitchen and into the hallway, and you'll find yourself where we dropped down from in Bad Diplomacy. Hey, it's this woman. I'd try to pronounce her name, but even M seems wishy-washy on it.
Dr. Natalia Damescu. Dr. Damescu. Dr. Natalia Damescu. Dr. Damescu.
Are you ready for a boss fight? I know I am. In all honesty, this is the easiest boss fight since Mysterio in Spider-Man 2. Just shoot her until she moves. When she moves in front of this claw-looking thing, press this button and she'll get turned into ground beef. Bye-bye, rocket bitch! Unfortunately, we're a little too late, as the bastards get away with a data chip. And before we can pursue, this helicopter appears out of nowhere and attacks us. You can use one of these turrets, the rocket launcher by the door, or my favorite way, snipe the pilot. Yeah, you can do that. It's a cool little detail that I really like about this game. The chopper then spins out of control and crashes into the building. Nice. Now it's time to take part in the only other driving mission this game has to offer. Well, hello, gorgeous. We finally get to be behind the wheel of the Aston Martin DB5. Being an older car, it doesn't possess the speed and handling of the BMW Z8, but that means nothing. The DB5 is still fun as hell to drive. Not to mention, that dark gray paint job is fucking sick. Streets of Bucharest has lots of action, and it makes for a really fun time. The first half of the mission, you're driving the DB5. Then after collecting the data chip and crashing into this building, you take control of a tank. Well, not really. It's an on-rails section, and you know what? I slightly prefer this over Precious Cargo. And do you want to know why? Because it's a fucking tank. Everything is going well. Until this shit happens.
What the fuck?
This part really fucking sucks. And it feels pointless. Hey, I never said the game was perfect. I feel like the only reason this part exists is so that we can see the foot soldiers. Otherwise, why haven't we been using this the entire fucking time? The night vision, sorry, Q-Vision. At this point, R is just taking technology that already exists and he's putting Q's name on it. It wouldn't be so bad if these stupid fucking lines weren't on my screen at all times. It ends, and my eyes thank me every time. Just one more obstacle to get through before I can give this chip to that fucking hobknocker. A bridge with 2 tanks guarding it. Yeah, this part's easy. Just shoot the red tanker and it'll drop the bridge on the fuckers.
Good job, 007. R is waiting for you.
I've recovered the chip.
As a kid, I could not beat this mission for the life of me. Instead, I would always die, get angry, and switch to another fucking game. That being said, I used to fucking hate it. But as a grown man, I've really learned to love it. That data chip we collected led us to this oil rig in the South China Sea. Our goal is to acquire any information leading to the location of Poseidon. Block, that bald-headed bifocal wearing fuck, is gonna be out here as well. And he'll be taunting us throughout the first section of this mission. But he's about as much of a threat as a white girl who gets all ghetto when she's upset. Just approach him and he runs away. Seriously, it's just like, take your stock Jeep Wrangler driving, Ugg boot wearing, boba drinking, Riverdale watching ass the fuck out of here. Madison, you're not fooling anybody. It may look empty, but once you cut the lock on this door, some bad guys will come out, and a chopper will fly overhead and rain bullets upon you. Ducking behind this wall should keep you safe. Go down the stairs after murdering those guys, and Block will meet you behind a locked gate. When you cut the lock on the gate, he runs away like last time. Pussy! Oh, I'll get you, bitch. You just wait. Now your first instinct may be to just walk into this big open area, but don't. Instead, take one of these 2 vents. The one on the left will act as a sort of shortcut to this turret. The one on the right is just a shortcut to the door that goes to the next section. There's a good crowd of bad guys to mow through in this section, and I really like it, especially when you hop on the turret. Regardless if you destroyed the chopper from earlier, another one will spawn, and it goes down really easily, provided you use the turret. Picking up the sniper in this box will make the next section a heck of a lot easier. Take out these guards that are trying to ambush you and then take a step back. Take a breath. There are 4 guards you can kill to make this room easier. There's the 2 snipers in the middle, this guy patrolling on this catwalk, and then this guy on the opposite side of the room throwing grenades. That's actually where we need to be. Over here's the control room. We have to turn on these pumps to progress. Turning them on will spawn 2 super thugs on either side of you. I find that explosives work best on them. Use one of those pumps as a lift to get to the next floor. And ooh, explosives. Barrel go boom boom. The last part of this mission has you climbing the tower, gunning down more guards, blowing up another chopper, and dropping some snipers like they're bad habits. Opening this hatch will end the mission. Here we see this woman dive off the tower and into a pool. Bond compliments her form, probably wishing he could dive like that into her crotch. Then Block appears like a slasher movie villain and they both go careening off the edge, having a small game of fisticuffs on the way down. Bond is able to get a good couple of knocks on the old dome before they hit the water. And fade to black. Classic cliffhanger. Except it's not. I don't know how they did it, but Bond and Block have found themselves in an underwater rail system. That pool was magic, yo. This is the last on-rails mission, and I really like it. The soundtrack, the environment, and the action is awesome. Turrets, foot soldiers, other guys, and whatever the fuck these are called, and Block taunting you through the tunnels to boot. It really feels like he's genuinely trying to stop you this time. He even drops mines in front of you at one point, which used to piss me off as a kid because my aim sucked, so I could never hit him. There are even a couple of points where he locks you in 2 stations in the hopes that his goons will gun you down. Obviously they don't, and you end up cornering Block in this big giant room. Kill some more of his men and he'll come out and shoot at you from the top of this platform. Do enough damage and he'll retreat, and open the floor, revealing lava? This reminds me of a room I've seen in Half-Life. Like, I have no clue if something like this actually exists, or if it was created just for this game. The only way to win is to drop these power cell looking things onto the platform. For that, it's highly encouraged you use a guided missile launcher, which Block's men generously drop for you when you kill them. Winning the boss fight will result in Block falling into the lava. Bond then picks a seemingly random hatch and crawls into it. Where does it lead? Why, Poseidon, of course. We've made it, boys. Boob Lady's cloning facility. Hey, I have a question. How long was Bond in those pipes? Minutes? Hours? Days? It couldn't have been that long, considering he still has the "I'm awesome and I know it" smirk on his face. The only way to move forward is to crawl through this vent. Kill this guy, who definitely feels like a badass holding that Viper like that. Going left will continue the mission. Going right will give you a free P90 and a couple of grenades. Hop in this cool looking elevator and head downstairs. And holy shit, it's a shark! Once the elevator leaves, 2 super thugs will come from the floor. Fun fact, the Viper is a one-shot headshot to super thugs. If only it was actually fucking accurate. They pretty much have to be sucking the thing off for it to work. In other words, don't use the Viper. Don't bother trying to stealth this section. Because even if you manage to take out the first group of guards quietly, a second group of guards will spawn, and they will be alerted. You have to collect the data in these tanks, and when approaching the elevator, this stupid fuck will rush you. I tried blowing him up, but he was just too far away, so I used my old trusty shooting iron. Now we're in what I'm gonna assume is the main lab. There's this giant tank sitting in the middle of the room being guarded by scientists. Oh yeah, don't mess with these turrets on the ceiling. The difficulty setting does not matter. If you piss it off, it will absolutely shred you. The safe way to do it is to stay up here, pull out your Q remote and activate these switches, which will cause an internal meltdown, completely stopping the processing of clones. These lasers also appear all over the floor, and once a laser is tripped, the turrets on the ceiling will activate, killing anything in their vicinity. Hey, bro? I think he's dead now. Believe me, I know there were more enemies, as shown by the weapon drops, but from the angle, it looked like it was just going ham on that one guy. The game doesn't tell you about this, but this chip here contains a verification code. In other words, it unlocks a different ending to this mission. We'll touch on that in a bit, but for now, unlock this door, and another super thug will be waiting on the other side. The last part of this mission has you fighting your way down to a submarine, kind of like the first mission, but without the damsel in distress. There's a few douchebags that like to hang out on the other side of the room, and they'll take pot shots at you if you don't take them out, so they're the first ones to go. Going downstairs will spawn like 7 or 8 enemies, but they are swiftly dealt with. Let's get the fuck out of here. Wait a minute.
I seem to recall you being killed in Hong Kong, Miss Nightshade.
James, that was a clone.
Yep, checks out. So yeah, I guess Zoe's alive, and just to prove that she's real, she unblues Bond's balls. So about that code. If you pick it up, Bond gets laid, and you get to travel to the next mission safely. If you don't pick it up, both Bond and Zoe get knocked out and captured. See, it's things like this I wish they had done more of with this game. Let's move on to Mission 11. As I mentioned like 10 seconds ago, the beginning of this mission is based on whether or not you picked up the code in the last mission. We're going with the ending where I get laid. The first thing I do is head straight to the brig where I can pick up a shotgun and sneak into the vents. Doing this will allow you to bypass a few guards, saving you some ammo in the process. As it turns out, Malprave has kidnapped the world leaders and is planning on replacing them with clones to cause mass chaos and destruction in the world. M also informs us that a nuclear warhead on board has been armed, adding another objective to our list. You can stealth this part, only I failed miserably at it. When in doubt, spaz out! Walk about halfway across the room and this lift carrying a Harrier jet will lower, and there's a bad guy hiding next to it throwing grenades. If you get the Harrier program, you can actually activate the boosters and kill the guy, though for some reason it didn't work for me. No worries, we'll get to use that again soon. Okay, it could just be me, but the enemies in this mission in particular have just the wildest death animations. Normally if you kill a guy, he'll just fall over and die. Not these guys. Some of them do full-blown fucking somersaults, and it's pretty damn funny.
James, can you hear me? I've managed to secure a radio. I'll be in touch.
Oh hey Zoe, we've only been on this ship for 5 minutes and I've already forgotten you were here too. Here we go. These guys are right on the money.
Safety first, lads.
You know, I haven't mentioned this yet, but although yes, he does joke and quip, this is very much a quieter Bond performance. But then again, he doesn't interact with a lot of people, so it kinda makes sense. I don't know, I thought that was just something interesting to talk about. Q-Claw up to the conference room. Some guards try to rush in and attack me, but I'm video game Bond, okay? I might as well be fucking Doom Guy. Throw anything at me and I will come out on top. Granted, I did almost just eat shit here, but we're not going to talk about that.
I think I just saw... Wait, what the...
Oh no, Zoe, the unarmed early 2000s female agent got captured. Big surprise. Dude, who the fuck is throwing all these grenades? And why is there a sniper in the stairwell? Stupid bunch of bitches. I no-scoped the shit out of this guy and blast his friend in the face with my shotgun, and then I no-scoped the pilot of this chopper. Damn, I'm good! Buddy, you were cooking for a second. If only you didn't do that. You can't teach this shit. Yeah, so I think this guy might be daydreaming. Well, we saved the captain and Bond drops kind of a sus line.
Under different circumstances, I'd think twice about this.
Bondage, more like. There she is, being held hostage by 2 super thugs. Those barrels will explode if you shoot them, so don't. Instead, drop down here and activate the crane. Zoe will jump on and take cover behind some crates. And now you can shoot them. Weirdly, they don't make any noise. Use the Q remote to launch a missile at the guards across the way. You can only do this if you get the code in the bridge. I didn't mention that earlier. The leader clones are making their escape in a chopper. Use this turret to blow it up. Come to think of it, did we ever disarm that nuke? I'm not entirely sure we did. Forget about it. Because Zoe pulls up in a fucking jet? Excuse me? When did this bitch learn to fly?
James, I've got the jet, let's go!
I'm on the ground. How the fuck am I supposed to get in? This is it, folks. The last mission of the game. It's time to pay Malprave, you big boob bitch. Is nobody suspicious that a random-ass jet just dropped off James Bond like it was an Uber? You know, despite the fact that it's the last mission, it's honestly pretty short. This first part's pretty easy. Just take out some snipers, unlock this hatch, and don't get whacked by the seemingly endless droves of spawning enemies. 4 of the 8 world leaders are being held hostage in this room. Kill the guards and they'll be free. This room will be sort of a hub for the duration of this mission. The remaining world leaders are being held in these 4 missile silos, and you have to go through each of them one by one. In total, there are 4 missile silos to go through, but it's really a fucking cakewalk. Malprave will lock you into the last silo once you've freed the last hostage. Just jump down, take this access tunnel, and jump on the elevator and head back up to the hub where the final confrontation takes place.
Congratulations, Mr. Bond.
Hey, bitch!
Scored a few victories, but it's not over yet.
Malprave stupidly informs us that she's set the missiles to self-destruct. Seriously, why even say that? Just keep it quiet and let us die. And oh Christ, this fucking douche again.
Nigel was most unhappy that you eliminated his double. He would like to return the favor.
Ah, makes sense. The block we killed previously was a clone. Now the real one is butthurt and wants to kill us with a rocket launcher. This boss fight is harder than the previous ones, but it's still relatively easy. Just shoot him until he runs away. Thanks, Block. That was very kind of you. Chase him through this pipe, and holy shit, it's cold reception. Pick up the conveniently placed rocket launcher and end that bald fuck for good. With seconds to escape, Bond jumps out the window, and Boob Lady gets fucking incinerated. Bond takes a leap of faith and miraculously lands on top of Zoe's jets. Then they fly away, presumably to bang, and boom! That's the game, folks! As silly as it may be, I do like the idea that this game's story proposes. To me at least, it fits with the time. Before I get out of here, there is one more thing I want to talk about. The multiplayer. The multiplayer in this game slaps. I haven't invested much time in it until here recently. Having played this on the PS2, I didn't have the option of adding bots, but now that I have the ability to do so, I gotta say, it's a fucking blast. There are a total of 12 maps you can have fun in. Dungeon, Town, Wine Cellar, Cooling Station, Castle, Abbey, Red Sector, Harbor, Blue Sector, Arsenal, Escort, and Rocket Manor. And much like all of System of a Down's discography, I love them all. I mean, just look at all of these options you have to work with. You can one-tap your buddies with the golden gun. You can zip around the map with the Q-claw like Spider-Man. You can change the movement speed or HP. You can even turn on rapid fire. Hell, you can do all of those things in tandem if you wanted to. That's pretty much all I had to say on that. Although it may not be a perfect game, I do 100% believe it's worth a playthrough. And it doesn't matter which console you pick. Unless you'd like to have bots in multiplayer, in which case I'd recommend the GameCube version. Agent Under Fire is an underrated gem of a game, and it's sadly but reasonably overshadowed by Nightfire. Now, I could just be completely biased and blinded by nostalgia by making this video, but I really don't care. This game is awesome. I had an absolute blast making this video, and I know I may not have the voice for something like this, but I really wanted to give it a try. So if you guys really liked it, hit the subscribe button, drop a like, and if this video succeeds, that's awesome. I'll make more content like this, and if it doesn't do so hot, that's okay. To me, the fun and excitement of creating new content is worth just as much, if not more, than having said content do really well. Because YouTube to me is a fun hobby that helps me escape from my mundane and depressing life. And it helps me forget the struggles that I'm ultimately going to have to deal with anyways the second I take the headset off. So believe me when I say it means a lot to me to have you guys here with me at the start of this journey. That being said, thank you guys so much for watching. I better get going. I'll see you later.